NPFL podcast show powered by Intercontinental Sport TV, where we discuss basically happenings surrounding the NPFL. And of course, we look at yesterday, 9 games went down and we got great results as usual. Atlant lost their unbeaten run. Abia Warriors secured a first win in 5 games. We had the Rivers United picking a point away from home. The Southwest Derby still saw Shooting Stars losing to Raymond Stars. And of course, the Rangers has now made 7 games without a loss. Ikodu keeps climbing, now 5th. These are many more on the show. And not just that, a report coming through says that the NFF Disciplinary Committee has summoned the Bengo Gumbote. It said something after that game against Ikodu City. We'll be discussing this. And not just that, match day 15 also is upon us. We will do a review, a preview of that one. So it's a loaded package for this episode, and of course on Intercontinental Sport TV. Don't forget that you can definitely follow us on all our social media handles. We are there for you. Follow us, and we've got a lot for you, And we are at Matrix Bashon. That's where we are. Big shout out to Matrix, always giving us this opportunity, this location to do what we want to do. Of course, supporting the NPFL brand. You can also be part of this. You can support us. Let's take this league to another level entirely. I've got Toby in the building. Toby, looks like a weekend in my eyes.
I even think maybe Christmas is in the air already.
I think the weather and everything is telling us that Christmas is here, even though we have not reached December.
Exactly. I think the Utah is gradually getting upon us. But yes, we are here to talk about the NPFL, and it's good to be here again. Yes, I was saying, should I say the drama continues in the NPFL? You really cannot tell where the cookie will crumble. Remember, when the league started, we were calling Ikodu City the whipping boys.
Exactly. And they call themselves the baby of the league as well.
So right now, they are 5th.
On the log
in their maiden season.
5 games without a loss.
Exactly. I think maybe, just maybe, they might be the most informed team in the NPFL. At least barring with looking at the way they've been getting the results so far. Well, the league is a marathon, as we like to say. Will they be able to sustain this? Time will tell. But yes, very, very interesting games so far in the NPFL. Yes, this is our own. This is our league, and yes, we are here to talk about it.
You know the result that happened yesterday, Toby? Which result was the most shocking for you?
I wouldn't say shocking, but I would say disappointed. And that was the result in Ikene, Remo Stars, the Battle of the Stars. I remember for Shooting Stars, they've been traveling to Ikene for a while now, and the last time that they scored a goal was in 2017 in an away fixture.
It's been a long time.
2017, 2024, 7 years. And they have not been able to muster a goal right there in Ikene. Now, the team was without Daniel Ogumodede. It has been the assistant coach right there. And I remember the post-match of the assistant coach right there. That was when they lost away, and he said they are going to Ibadan. And before yesterday's game, they were winless in 3 games. Yeah. And guess what? A team that they know how to play against when the chips are down. Shooting Stars came and they got 2 goals. Shooting Stars had a red card in that game. But I don't know what. And to rub salt upon injury, Ogunbota has been called up. 3rd of December, he will be in Abuja to answer to what he had to say to the matchday officials in that game where Shooting Stars lost 2-1 against the so-called baby of the league, Ikodu City. So that would be one game that I felt disappointed that Shooting Stars should have gotten.
So you felt Shooting Stars should have gotten
at least a point.
Somebody said this yesterday.
At least a point.
Somebody said this thing yesterday that this is the best time for Shooting Stars to play. But I disagree. Because I look at Shooting Stars away from. They've only picked 1 point. Yes. I think they scored a goal as well.
Yes.
Now, we're going to an arena where mentally you are subdued easily. What gives you that? I want to know where the confidence is coming that Shooting Stars will go to Kenya and pick a point.
It's not about...
Or is it because Raymond Stars is also not informed?
I think so. They are a combination of several factors. One thing is, sometimes when your back is against the wall, it is sometimes some of these results that will push you to get some of these results when the chips are down, and you would have expected Shooting Stars, because they've been in the news for not too good reasons in recent while, from dodgy officiating, at least as alleged by some members of the Shooting Stars camp, from shall I say, poor returns from the strikers, and now you came up against the side that, okay, last season, though you see the Shooting Stars that played against Remo Stars last season, it's not the same Shooting Stars in this season. It was 2-0 at Adamasin, but that was the last time both sides met. That was the last time. But yesterday, I think the team capitulated too easily, and we've talked about how the team is more or less is it profligate in front of goal, how they waste chances even when they create several. And guess what? Who opened the scoring first? It was former Shooting Stars player Sikiru Alimi that did that from the penalty spot. And deep in the second half, it ended 2-0, all thanks to that winner from Remo Stars. But if you ask me, will Shooting Stars be able to rescue anything left in this season, even though we are gradually counting down to match day 19, even though we are still match day 15 will be coming up later this weekend? I think it's looking bleak for me at this period. I don't want to say I'm throwing the towel out at a very early stage in the league, but I feel for Shooting Stars, a team that says, I will still reiterate this for those that might not be aware of this, they said they want to win the league, not just play on the continent.
That was what was said at the beginning of the season. It's not about even playing on the continent. They want to win the league, and as we speak, that is beyond Shooting Stars to speak, because with this result we've seen, I don't think the Oluyole have got anything, to think about winning the league. They need to sustain themselves.
I think what is left for the Shooting Stars is now salvage what is left in this first stanza. Once the window is open, I think there should be a transfer window open.
In January.
In January. Let us see if they can more or less bring in some replacements. Now, another thing is getting quality replacements in January for the side. I don't know what they can do. Maybe they have to break the bank to maybe price quality players to Adamasimba, to the Jericho camp of the Shooting Stars. But to me, it's not looking likely. It's not looking bright. The stars are looking dim for 3SC, but I'm up for more or less changing the tide. We saw Shooting Stars have a very different second stanza that was last season. Maybe that is the same plot they want to follow in this new season, but with new boys like Ikorodu City that are more or less playing with Onga, with the likes of El Kanemi Warriors that are in the league, you might not be that lucky in the second stanza. So they have to start more or less and changing things in this season. And I hope Agbenga Ogunbot, the team manager Dimeji Lawa, the chairman Babatunde Olaniyan would more or less, I hope they will watch this edition of the podcast and know that they need to bring smiles to the faces of Shooting Stars fans home and abroad.
Let's go through all the results as it happened yesterday. Enugu Rangers, maybe the biggest winner or second biggest winner of yesterday. 3-0 over Lobby Stars. I saw a caption by a Lobby Stars fan, and it said, "Bulls don't play football. Bring back Dominic Alpha." They are sending a message and telling I'm not actually in charge of Lobby Stars. Not been so good. 9 games,
but there's a certain Lundstrom, the Finnish, in charge of the team, if I can call it that.
Okay.
Or is he the technical advisor?
I don't want to know.
So, and we know in this part of the world, once you are light-skinned and you come from Europe, you're expected to bring the magic one. So what is wrong with Lobby Stars at this point?
Trouble is looming on Lundstrom.
Oh well. And he has not even played 5 games yet in the league.
I mean, Amokachi in charge, 9 games, 2 wins, 4 losses. And of course, 3 draws. It's not looking good. Aqua United 1-0 win over Petit United. Of course, Canopilas and Imba game was postponed. Imba lost their CAF Confed Cup yesterday to Al Masry by 2-0. Aqua United 1-0 win over Atlant. Atlant unbeaten run of 5 games ended in that one. Ikorodu 2-0 win over El Kanemi Warriors. We have Bayelsa United beating Naya Tornadoes 4-1. Well beaten. Because Nassau United also beating NL Insurance by 2-1. And of course, Raymond Stars beating Shooting Stars by 2 unreplied goals. I must say kudos to Lad and Boso. Beating our Tornadoes, that was the heaviest defeat for Tornadoes. A team was at 8 points away from home. I mean, I think a team like Bayelsa United, who are not convinced and of course in trouble with water, they will have given a fight for themselves. But Bayelsa United is telling us that, hey, let you guys rest, we're coming. But let's go straight to Ikorodu City. What has 5 games without a loss? What has really changed? What has happened to that team since Bright left? That team conjure a run of victories. They are not just winning at home. They are winning away, picking point away. They look like a team that they fear no foe.
The truth is that once you have a young side that is hungry, they will definitely, using your words, they will fear no foe, because it's more or less they have nothing to lose. Remember, coming into this season, one of the things that the club said that maybe certain people misinterpreted was that, oh, they're just coming into the league to gain experience.
Yeah.
And people thought, okay, maybe this is a side that will just roll over. And people, once you see the starting 11 of Ikorodu City, you just think, oh, these are just some young boys that can just dispatch.
Of course.
And because the truth is that nothing much has changed from that side, from the starting lineup. I think they are one of those sides that have stuck to their philosophies, and I think is gradually paying. And that is actually the hallmarks of good football clubs. Even if things are not going well for you, but you still believe in your playing philosophy, you believe in your playing style, and they've been able to do quite that. And we've started seeing the result within the last 5 games, and look at that, they are now 5th on the log. But just as I've said, the league is a marathon. Whilst it's very important for young players to easily get carried away, the technical crew, the coaching crew must also instill in the boys that, okay, yes, this rich vein of form that they are on is good for them to more or less sustain it, because if there's a slip up and they gradually start sliding down, nobody will remember
that they've had a good run.
That they had a good run. They will just say, oh, Ikorodu City, they came to the league, played well, and God forbid they were relegated. So they have to sustain it. We've seen some clubs do this in the past before.
But Doma Stars, Doma United were third last season in the first of the season.
At some points, now defunct FC Ifeanyi, but formerly Gabros International, there was a point they were doing very good in the league, and we thought, oh, this is how a club should be run, but where is FC Ifeanyi today? So they must sustain it. They must keep up that flame if they want to remain relevant in the league, because the truth is that the MPFL is one of the most difficult leagues to play on the continent of Africa. From traveling on the roads, that mental psychology of playing away, and all, sometimes not good officiating, but even though we can see there have been relative improvement compared to what we have been seeing seasons ago. So they must sustain it if they really want to etch their name in Nigeria Premier Football League history.
Rangers International. At the beginning of the season, many people wrote them off and said, and they didn't even start well. But just like they did last season, when they came from 10th to win the league, they conjured together a run of 10 games.
Yes.
Won 3 away wins in that, and they ran away.
And it helped them in winning the league. And remember, just this week, they announced that they will be extending the contract of Fidelis Elechukwu. So I think that itself is even a vote of confidence on Fidelis Elechukwu, who is also doubling as assistant coach to the Super Eagles of Nigeria, and even to the Chan Eagles also too. So it's very good. It means that irrespective of what is happening, the club are not more or less making hasty decisions of saying, oh, because the results are not too good, that maybe they'll be more or less giving the manager or showing him the sack door. So it's very good for the Flying Antelopes, as they are called in Enugu State right there. Mobi Iziaku, the team's general manager too. I think he also understands football. No thanks to his FIFA course that he had some years ago. So I think he understands what it feels like to properly run a football club. You don't just press the panic button when things are not going right. Just look at what is happening with Manchester City in the English Premier League. Would you say, okay, Pep Guardiola should be sacked because of some of the results that he has recently? So for me, for Enugu Rangers, good results, and I think it's also a massive result from the players to also show that yes, we respect the club, we respect the manager, and yes, 3 goals, 3 points. What better way to more or less issue that statement?
7 games without a loss for Enugu Rangers to speak, and they move third. Let me just see how the table looks like in the NPFL. Where more stars at the top, tied with 26 points with Rivers United, but they are separated by just a goal, just 1 goal. Separate both sides. So 26 points, Ramos 26 points, Rivers first and second. Rangers are third with 23 points, back in the title race. Academy Warriors are fourth with 22 points. Ikorodu City, they will never have imagined that after match day 14, they will be on number 5. They are 5th with 21 points. We have Eyimba 6th with 20 points, same as Kwara United 7th with 20 points. Then we've got Kano Pillars on 8th with 19 points. And we have Niger Tornadoes, Shooting Stars, and Abia Warriors all on 18 points, occupying the 9, 10, and 11 position respectively. The same point also for Atlant, Bayelsa, and Sunshine Stars. They are all on 17 points, and they are 12, 13, and 14. And we've got Katsina United on 15 position, on 16 position, and they are on 15. Katsina United on 15 position, and they are on 16 points. While Plateau United on 16 position and on 15 points.
Interesting.
That was confused me there. Aqua United are 17 with 15 points as well. NASA United are 18, 15 points. Golobi Stars 13 points and 19. And of course, Bendel Insurance are last on the log.
Who would have imagined Bendel Insurance will have been? Oh well.
But they need to do more definitely.
Well, well, the governor, the new governor of Edo State, Monday Okpeholo, I think he promised to more or less give the team, I think $3,000 if they were to get a victory in their game, but they lost that game. But
and they scored first.
Yes, they scored first, but I still heard that that pledge of $3,000 was still redeemed to the players.
That's on 3.5 million. Yeah.
Exactly. So
they will beat anybody this weekend.
So let's see how they will bounce back in their next game.
Let's see how they will bounce back in their next game. That's a review of match day 14 that happened yesterday. And quickly before we leave, let's go straight to Ogunbote, who has been summoned by the league body. And the news says the board of the Nigeria Premier Football League (NPFL) has invited the technical manager of the Shooting Star Sport Club 3SC of Ibadan, Big Ogunbote, for an investigative hearing. For an interview he may have granted to the media. Go and spoke to the media on the end of match day 12 fixture in Lagos State against Ikorodu City. And the league body has considered some of the positions he expressed as a breach of code of conduct for the NPFL coaches. We have taken note of certain unguided public statements attributed to you following the match day 12 fixture between Ikorodu City and Shooting Stars held on November 17. The statement reads, the remarks as reported appear to have contravened the league code of conduct for coaches and officials by casting aspersions on the integrity of match officials and league governance structure. These actions are considered detrimental to the reputation of the NPFL and its stakeholders, says the letter. So the venue of the NPFL secretariat in Jabi district of the FCT in Abuja, and of course, according to the letter, your appearance is mandatory. You may come with any relevant evidence, blah 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 blah, before Friday. Can you confirm your attendance before us tomorrow, Friday, November 29? Ogunbote, yes, he spoke. I'm trying to recall what he said actually. I know it's not the first time we'll speak angrily, but
yes,
sometimes managers get to react if officiating is bad. And I think anywhere in the world, they also caution managers because, yes, referee might make mistakes, but I don't think managers have been given that power to lash on any match day officials. Because
I think what Bingo Ogunbote said that day, let me try and paraphrase. I think he said something that if he more or less threw challenges at the press, saying that they should more or less report some of these things when poor officiating goes on, and he said that if they knew that that was the sort of officiating that they would get on that day, that they wouldn't have traveled to even prosecute that game.
It's painful actually. You travel and you feel you have been cheated on. But there's something about what I feel about. It's a general consensus for me. I think bad officiating goes around.
Yes.
Everybody eats that way.
Sometimes you benefit from it.
Yeah.
Without you necessarily influencing
of course.
it. So we must also state that too.
Even in senior climbs where they have 5, 6 VARs, there are still controversies. I think human error when it comes to officiating cannot be totally removed.
Well, football is run by humans, and you cannot divorce.
Be totally removed.
Well, football is run by humans, and you cannot divorce human error from the game. However, I think coaches, managers should be careful with the comments they make at the heat of, and sometimes at the heat of the moment. Sometimes they make some of these statements. Maybe if there was a chance for them to recant or maybe make certain decisions, they might not have said certain things, because I think he doesn't look like a combustible man. He looks like a gentleman to me. So maybe at the heat of the moment he said some of these things. I also feel that matchday officials too should also
be better.
They should be better, and they should also take responsibility. I still feel there's nothing wrong if referees, assistant referees, if they also have their own post-match interviews whereby members of the press can ask questions why certain decisions was made in the league.
That would be tough.
No, I feel maybe they should have. For example, in England, permit me to make that reference, we have the PGMO, the Professional Game Match Officials Limited, in charge of referees and the assistant referees. We see Howard Webb, the head of the PGMO, sometimes after matches, Saturdays, Sundays, sometimes on Mondays, it goes on the official broadcast of the Premier League on Mondays, where they talk about certain decisions that happened on matchday referees. They will explain why certain things happened. And even if there are errors, they even admit, okay, errors occurred in certain things. So we can have something like that. We can start with maybe matchday, because sometimes we hear of match reports that referees write, but we don't even get to see some of these reports.
And you might just decide to write what you like. Exactly.
So I think maybe to also allow some of these referees be on top of their game. Maybe we can test run it with some games in the league before we start on a large scale. Okay, certain fixtures would allow matchday officials to talk about why certain decisions happened. So I remember when the league started this season, they said there will be communication gadgets.
There is.
But I've seen some games whereby communication gadgets are not being used. So some of these inconsistencies
have to be removed.
We have to remove it to allow some of these managers, both the home team and the away team, have some level of confidence in the league. Because the truth is that if there are inconsistencies, we would allow for conspiracies. And if there's conspiracies, we will not enjoy the league in the right way. We would enjoy it. And for a league that we are beckoning on fans to embrace, we need to be at 150%, not even 100%, 150%, and we have to cross all T's and dot our I's to make the Nigeria Premier Football League viable for potential investors, for the fans, and even for members of the press alike.
Yesterday, there are also reports of bad officiating at the Kennel, some fans getting angry, and so. But then, like I said, officiating, as far as I'm concerned, everybody gets a taste of the positive and negative side, but it can be reduced to a level, and of course, so that you can, because officials, they have the power to make a match miserable.
Exactly.
And they also have the power to make a match very sweet for you. I mean, you would think it's your time until
it happens
to you again. I mean, so those are just it. We have to answer questions.
But I just hope this will not affect their preparation against the Abia Warriors.
Yeah, they will be playing at home on Sunday.
He has to be in Abuja.
Yeah. There we go. Straight to March Day-15 review, where Eyimba will be back in action after losing to Almasu yesterday. And of course, let's go to the fixtures first. Better Insurance against Plateau United. Lobby Stars, Kwara United. These two games will be played on Saturday. Academy Warriors will be hosting Bayelsa United. That's on Sunday. Rivers United hosting Kano Pillars. That's a game you don't want to miss on Sunday as well. Ikorodu City will welcome troubled Akwa United. Shooting Stars also on Sunday will be up against Abia Warriors. Niger Tornadoes host Remo Stars. And of course, we've got Katsina United hosting Sunshine Stars. Enyimba against Enugu Rangers. That's a big one on Sunday. Enugu Rangers unbeaten run of 7 games will be under threat in this encounter. And then Atlant, last game, will be hosting Nasarawa United. Enyimba, Enugu Rangers. Let's go there first.
Yes, Southeast Derby, Oriental Derby. Enugu Rangers 3-0 victory in their last game. For Enyimba, they are still smarting from that 2-0 loss in the CAF Confederation Cup. But playing in Aba would definitely be a very, very interesting one there. But I think I'll be backing Enyimba to definitely bounce back. I think a 1-0 victory will be enough for them. So another game that I'll be looking forward to. As we are talking about my predictions right here.
We are not ready to.
Okay, I'm not going to predictions yet. We're still talking about the actual game.
Yes.
Another very interesting fixture will be Rivers
Kano Pillars
versus Kano Pillars.
That's a huge one.
Yes, and for the way Kano Pillars have been playing right now too, with Rivers United too, who are also potential league favorites this season too, it will be fireworks. Ahmed Musa, Rabiu Ali, they are looking like the old guard that is more or less challenging any side week in, week out. So I'll be backing Rabiu Ali to also get a goal for himself. Remember, he scored the free kick.
Yeah.
I think that was against against Lobby Stars, if my memory.
Yeah, two all draw.
There are 2-2 draw. So long range as he has done earlier in the season to also be a very, very interesting one too. And yes, right here in the city of Ibadan, because right now every game that Shooting Stars plays is always a potential cracker. Why? Because people are wondering when Shooting Stars will turn the corner in a somewhat underwhelming season too. Playing that game against the Abia Warriors would also be an interesting game too. And for Bendel Insurance too, hosting a Plateau United at the Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium to a side that is bottom of the league. Yes, would they turn the corner after receiving $3,000 for losing a game that was hard? I think to be fireworks right there in the city of Benin.
Fireworks in the city of Benin across various centers. Last season, Rivers and Kano Pillars in Port Harcourt, like a 1-1 draw. Whether Kano Pillars can go and do the same this season is what we don't know. For Enyimba Rangers, this is a fixture and I've offered a lot. Last season, it was goalless in Enugu, and of course 1-1 also in Aba. I mean, both teams finding a way to equal themselves in that one. But then look forward to all these games this weekend. Of course, all eyes will definitely be in Aba. Can Enyimba end the Rangers unbeaten run, or Rangers will have a chance to win or get a draw? And of course, for Rivers, who are back a bit after 4 games without a win, won over the weekend, and of course getting a point away from home. They go up against the Kano Pillars, who have scored, I think, the most goals in the league this season. All standard, and of course, you look at it, you want to say you're having 2 games that are crackers here, and definitely everybody is settled and of course ready to watch what this weekend will be about. So we'll go to our prediction any moment from now, and let's see what Toby has in stock for us as far as this weekend is concerned. But before we go to the prediction, Toby, how many home wins, how many draws, how many away wins?
Well, I think there will be 8 home wins and 2 draws.
8 home wins and 2 draws, sharp. Wow. For the records, Ikorodu City and Kano Pillars are the teams who have scored the most goals in the league this season. Both are on 18 goals. Ikorodu is scoring 18 goals.
Of course. What do you expect?
and they are playing at home again. They win at home now. My job will top deal depending on result. Hey, hey, Oga boys. Match day 15. Of course, let's start. Bendel Insurance Plateau United.
Bendel Insurance versus Plateau United. I think Bendel Insurance will get 3 points. They're 1-0 victory. Yes, they will definitely want to repay the state governor and the state government for that $3,000 from the last game. So yes, they'll defeat Plateau United by a goal to nil.
Lobby Stars, Kwara United.
Lobby Stars versus Kwara United. I think this game will end in a draw.
If this end in a draw, Amokachi should be counting down.
Is it Amokachi or Lundstrom?
Who was employed? Amokachi.
Yes, but Amokachi said Lundstrom will be in charge of the team.
Now which kind of team is that one?
Remember, that was what he said.
Is it Amokachi? Is it Lobby Stamaya that employ Lundstrom or Amokachi?
I think it is the management that will answer that question.
Anyway, anyhow it be, it is either.
But I'll be calling a draw in that game.
Both of them can be shipped out.
No doubt.
That's Lobby Stars Kwara, a draw. Ekanemi Bayelsa United.
Ekanemi versus Bayelsa United. I think Ekanemi Warriors will definitely bounce back to victory in this game by defeating the Bayelsa United. Ekanemi 2, Bayelsa 0.
So all these Lobby Stars and Kwara United, so it's ending a draw.
Yes.
Scoreline.
Ends in a draw, 1-1.
1-1. Rivers United Kano Pillars, huge game there.
Rivers United versus Kano Pillars. This will also end in a draw in my books. 0-0.
Wow. 0-0. Kano Pillars concede a lot of goals. They conceded 17 goals this season.
Yes, they do. They do.
So is it they will shut out Rivers from
I think so.
Okay. Well, and see, Ikorodu City against Akwa United.
Ikorodu and Akwa United. I think these boys, they are unbeatable right now. Akwa United too, they are on the wrong end of the MPFL log too. So, traveling to Lagos, I don't see them getting anything at all. So I think Ikorodu City 3-0 victory they should defeat.
Hey, Baba Ganaru will be. Oh, I'm trying to think. I said we've seen on match 19. Never mind that we get sad. Okay. 3-0 for Ikorodu City over Akwa United. The Shooting Stars Abia Warriors.
Shooting Stars Abia Warriors. I think 1-0. Shooting Stars 1-0 victory. I think they've been scraping out victories, especially in their home games, and I think it should just be like that again. 1-0 victory. Shooting Stars.
1-0. Gumaya to beat Imama Pagbo. Imama Amakpakabo.
Aha. Thank God you pronounce it well.
It is good to be fast in pronouncing that name.
Just call him Imama.
You will pronounce nonsense. If you just say Imama Amakpakabo, you say Imama, like pronouncing Adoki Amesi Amaka. You have to be Adoki Amesi Amaka. You say Adoki Amesi. Just choose with that. Niger Tornadoes Remo Stars.
Niger Tornadoes versus Remo Stars. I think Niger Tornadoes, they know how to play in that place. It's like a cauldron.
Yeah,
remember that fence that is there? You think it's one.
But I think Tornadoes at home has also not been impressive.
They've not been impressive.
They've only 2 games at home.
Yes, but I think they should get 3 points in that game. 1-0 victory.
1-0 victory. Remo Stars, since winning their first 2 away game, they've only picked a point away from home, and that's away to Imba. And since then they've struggled away from home. And if Nigeria is beating Remo Stars, like I say, you forget that league. Katsina United Sunshine Stars.
Katsina United will defeat Sunshine Stars 3-1.
3-1. Enyimba, Enugu Rangers. Cracker.
Yes. It's going to be a cracker. Enyimba versus Enugu Rangers, but I think Enyimba will get 3 points. 1-0 victory for me. 1-0
victory, and the last is Atlant against Nasarawa United.
Yes, Atlant definitely playing host to Nasarawa United. You also get that victory 2-0.
2-0. Those are the predictions from Toby. And of course, let's see how many will be correct. Technically, of course, correct scoreline. Don't forget, our prediction game will resume this weekend again, and you'll be fighting for 5,000 naira. Somebody won our last prediction, and it's going to be. It's nice for him. I don't want to call his handle. And of course, this weekend also we'll be looking forward to see you come and predict and see if you also can win on ISTV. But our prediction comes up on our X space, X handle at one ISTVV. Of course, follow us and you get to have more and enjoy yourself. So those are the predictions from Toby. It's 8 home wins and 2 draws. That's huge. But whether that will be or not, but in my mind, yeah, I think there will be a way win on match day 15.
Well, maybe. Remember my last picks? The 2 away victories that I called.
Yeah.
They ended up being draws. That was the game for Ikorodu City.
So then I lose.
Yes.
And the goalless.
Yes, and for Kano Pillars.
Away to 12 draw.
Yes, that 12 draw. So let's see how this one's go.
I think there will be a way, at least one away victory. Where it will come from, it's in my mind. I will not tell you.
But it must not be in Ibadan.
The was lacking, go. The was lacking to happen. Of course, that will be this out of the package. Don't forget, you can always support and a part of it, just like Matrix is doing, supporting us. Let's take the NPFL to a bigger height. Of course, that's why we bring you the podcast twice a week. The preview and of course the review, and of course we've done justice to today's episode. Toby, the most shocking result for this weekend will be
the most shocking results this weekend. Most of the games are potential shocks, but it will still be in Ibadan here. If Shooting Stars lose at home, because the league or their run has been poor so far. But if they lose at home,
maybe I don't got you. Shooting Stars don't lose. We believe in you guys. And of course, the next time when we're back on the ISTV NPFL podcast show, I remain the sports illuminator, always illuminating you. Of course, don't forget, go to the nearest stadium anywhere you are in Nigeria. Of course, watch the NPFL, support it, be part of it. This is our own baby that keeps giving. Until next time, follow us on our social media handles. And of course, God bless you. See you next week. By the time we come back next week, it will be welcome to December. What will you do December giveaway? I don't know. Don't quote me. Till next time, I say enjoy yourself. Bye for now.